Hi, Daily Prescription viewers. It's Ali Nandina here with you all on this Thursday evening. And tonight, we just want to share a few snippets of on SCA tips to parents, to guardians, and even students. And tonight, we'll start it off with Ali.
Well, it's not just SEA tips, but that's just generally exam tips, right? But one of the heels of burden right about now is SEA, right?
Correct.
So you have about approximately 20 more days and about 15 to 16 more teaching days because you don't have so much breakups in between and stuff. But let's not scare anybody, right, Dana?
Yeah.
It's about 20 more days for STA because STA is on March the 29th. And for the older students, or tertiary students, well, no, secondary school students, so we don't rush it, right?
Yeah.
Secondary school students, CXC is starting on May 8th.
Correct.
And in the midst of that, university students know exam is going to be on the hill. So exams all over. But and some people might watch it and saying adults might say, but I don't want any exam, but I feel like my life is an exam. I'm going through some stress, right?
True.
So what were your experiences and exam in, I know you're a real young girl, right? So that's just a flip a page, just the other day. How was your experiences with exams?
Well, first off, for SCA, for me personally, my family and I, we moved around a lot. So it had times like in transition, I would have missed school, probably like a week on and off and so forth, right? So it was a bit difficult for me. And I moved into the school that I graduated from. I could recall, I moved in there when I was in standard 4. So that was the heat time for the preparation of SCA.
Correct.
It was in the middle of the term. And I had to transit really, really quick because it was a different, everybody just teach differently, different, like a higher grade kind of thing. And I'm not boasting, but I was in the brighter standard 4. So jumping into the middle of the term and then preparing yourself with the questionnaires and trying to prepare yourself, it was a bit challenging for me. So I was kind of like lost in between, but thank God that it wasn't difficult for me to learn and to grasp a little faster because of the transition. So it was really a time for me during the course of SCA.
And you know what that signifies to me in a big word that everybody talk about in one way or the other. Children, students, exam persons are under some level of stress, right? Maybe family, because your family were moving, maybe that they trying to grasp the work, or that stress coupled along with anxiety, and you become anxious because now from a parent perspective, a parent who want their children to pass the exam and do good and be great. And just recently, we would have seen a lot of scholarship winners. So the pressure is on. Pressure on for CXC, Cape, A-levels, university. Pressure is on. The pressure is on for SCA students because parents probably want their students to go to particular schools. So the stress is on. And when we're talking about tips, I'm saying parents and guardians, this is not the time to stress and to be, because children, and I'm talking more specifically, well, it will happen generally across the board, but for the younger children, they feed off of their parents. So mommy stressed, and this is where, well, our Caribbean culture tend to say, if you don't do your work, I'll put you out. Well, the little older ones would say that. And parents might, be on the, let's use balance, parents on the case, right? Parents on the case because they want a particular grade, they want a particular mark, and children not doing that. So now the children in turn, they get pressure from school with the teachers. I don't know why these, no, I'm not going to bash these teachers, and I am. And I'm going to say, I do not know why these teachers is be given so much work and so much stress. But and I'm speaking as a standard 5 SCA teacher. You remember, it is a unit. It is the parent, it is the teacher, and the student have to work together to produce this immaculate score that they want, right? And as teachers, we are pushing a curriculum to prepare them the best way we can to sit an exam. So teachers will be on guard. Teachers, this is when the gears are all gases on, pedals pressed, teachers are down on their children. And we have to have a balance. I do have a balance with my lovely, pretty babies, but there are also times when the gas is on. And I'm saying we have, as parents, the gas is on in school, the gas is on at home, but we have to strike a balance to not bring that level of stress and anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
And one in some unfortunate cases, sometimes, when the stress and anxiety is too much, children get into all sorts of different areas. They kind of lock up. They kind of not listen.
Yeah.
They probably rebel. They probably not learn anything at all. What tips or what you would say to parents to help their children in this kind of this stress, the anxiety, they are at their wits' end and they don't know what to do?
Well, I'm not a parent, right? So I hope I don't get bashed for this, Arlene, as you speaking from a teacher's point of view, right? But like you would hear parents in the season of exams, talking about a kid, the one like right now, just a couple of days ago, I went by a hairdresser and her child is writing essay. And hearing her talk, what I can advise the parents is that yes, you want them to do their best, but kind of balance the home life in terms of the extra lessons and the extra work and the extra, because at the end of the day, you don't want to bombard them so much where exam day comes now and they're frozen. Because I know some students are like that, right? They study, but when time comes now, it's like they have like the remembrance of everything is gone. Because looking back now, when I was in standard 5, I remember, it had cliques. We grew up with cliques. And there was a bunch that, could come out, lawyers, doctors, all the best and the best, right? Because they're walking around with a little dictionary and you could tell they're brighter. Right. And I recalled one of my friends, she passed for her first choice, obviously, but because of her parents' status and her sister's status, she felt obligated to follow that footstep.
Yes.
Whereas now some people would say, you could go to a lesser grade school, right? May not be a first choice or a second choice. You're going to a lesser grade school, but then they're coming out with a lot of distinctions and wants. So to be honest, I mean, and I might sound biased here, but it's my own opinion. No matter the school that you go to, your first choice or your third choice, you could still do good and progress and come out way better. So parents, my advice to you all would be just you could limit them. Like coming on to the last week in SEO. So yes, now is a grind time. Don't get me wrong, but you're coming on to the last week or so, kind of leave. Give them an hour before 10 o'clock. Don't really burn that midnight oil. Because remember, you're trying to break in from school, then you're doing extra classes. Then when you come home, you have your homework and your reviews. And I get all of that. Get all of that. Trust me, I get all of that. Because I didn't have anybody to tell me growing up so and so is the case. So I know the importance and I would value someone's opinion. But parents just kind of, let's lay back a bit.
Well, I want to agree and disagree with it.
Correct.
I want to say that definitely put the grind on, and I like what you say, you have school. And one of the things that to prepare us, yes, we had so many marvelous points there, and I feel that we could go all night talking. So we definitely will have to have a part 2 of this, right? But that's so many major points. You say put the grind on, but then in this specific hemisphere, maybe for SCA, maybe for CXC, maybe for tertiary levels, you said something that they are studying. One of the ways to relieve that stress and anxiety, you have to prepare. And you remember probably in school you would say, prepare to fail or fail to prepare, or that kind of stuff. You're not preparing yourself or not revising or not learning the work. Preferably you're going, when you get a booklet in front of you or a question or a test paper, you're going to be anxious, you're going to be stressing because your children are not revising and not preparing themselves. So definitely, if you know you are well prepared to sit an exam, then you won't have stress and this anxiety. Right. And you see as well, because you want to go to school A versus school B, that in itself gives you a stress. And I want to agree with you there. You can still be successful if you go to school A or school B, because you have to apply yourself in the different forums, because at the end of 5 or 7 years, want to like it or not, it's the same CXC exam school A and school B is writing. I mean, parents we could go so far and understand that the culture of school A might be different from culture of school B. Definitely. And they might have opportunities may differ, but at the end of the day, we have to encourage our students, and I know realize we real focusing on SCA here, right? We have to encourage our students or our children that despite what school they pass for, you love and you care for them and you appreciate them. Correct. And I like what you say, you know what, a little bit now. Strike a balance. Correct. Strike a balance. I'm not saying to have a whole evening you just playing from next 2 weeks till last year. I'm not saying that, right? And you playing the next so much weeks until the 8th of March before CXC start. Well, teenagers don't play, but they're probably on social media and thing, right? Correct. So for me, I would say definitely the many time you're here, have a study timetable for the older ones. Apply yourself. One I want to say is create an environment or a technology-free environment to sit. I even want to I want to say an internet-free environment, but I want to say a social media-free environment that not on your phone every time you hear pling, 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 you're going to a message or you're going to a notification. And that is a distraction in itself when you're going through some biology or some chem, right? And even to say that we parents be encouraged, and for the younger kids, parents have to actively revise with them. Young children will just sit and stare at the book. Parents need to be actively involved in revision with them to just help them get, not just go and study, but just to really actively involve in revision and understanding and taking up the work and that kind of thing.
You see? So that's such a mouthful. There's do's, don'ts, and we don't want to go all night because it's supposed to be a few tips. So we'll definitely have to do a part 2, Arlene.
Definitely, Dana. Probably we'll start next week about how to take tests correctly. But, definitely for revision, challenge yourself. Yeah. And for those children who may not be able, or parents may not be helping them, getting a tutor is always a good way to help them. And you definitely push yourself to the next level. And it's a daily prescription page. Yes. And the most and foremost thing, the Bible reminds us to study to show ourselves approved. So even though these days before SCA, the days before CXC start, the days before university exam starts, let's study to show ourselves approved. And let's next week definitely talk about some more exam tips.
No problem. Right, so daily prescription, that's our advice to you all, and we hear from Miss Arlene herself. And I just want to leave you all with the encouragement of find that right balance, and let's try not to overstress ourselves, not just the students, but parents as well. So continue to like, share, subscribe, and just go and follow us on our YouTube channel. So have a great night. God bless you all.